Hello everybody, welcome back for some StarCraft 2 action. We are here in the team kill. We got Cure going up against Clem, both Liquid players, both Terran players. We are now in Group B of Katowice 2024, the IEM main event from the ESL Pro Tour, of course. And these are just two top players duking it out. And I felt like, well, we got to do a little bit of TVT. I usually kind of circumvent the mirror matchups that are not Zerg versus Zerg. So, I mean, and this is just one of those. This match could also be the quarterfinals, if not the semifinals, if not the finals of the tournament. So kind of have to do this one, right? See double gas coming out of both sides, completely mirror build. Both getting a wall on top of the ramp. Clem showing that he wants to get an add-on pretty soon, whereas Cure, well, he could get one as well. Here on Solaris with the speed zones. So let's see if those come into play. And actually, Cure goes for a reactor right away, whereas Clem does get a Reaper up front. Secondary depot built for both players, and Clem does not build it at the front, so he's not really going for a wall. This is not a wall at all. All of these buildings are pretty loose. Loosey-goosey, as they say. Cure does have a wall factory behind it. I think you can still see the factory if you poke in with an SEV, but I'm not quite sure. That would be a little difficult for me to... I'm not sure. Double Reaper coming out of Cure, wow. And secondary Reaper from Clem is coming in. Clem scouting around a little bit with this Reaper, making sure that there's no cheeky racks or even factory out on the map. Multiple racks even possible. Do see that expansion going down for Clem and also going down for Cure. Factory done on both sides. We see Hellions coming out. And Cure will have two Reapers around the same time that Clem has two. And he's making two more. Wow, okay. Cure, pedal to the metal on those Reapers. Clem not making any at all. Not even making an add-on either. Starport underway though, and you can see that Clem's starport is a bit further along. Cure spent his gas on these extra Reapers, of course. Could start building his own starport right now. And we'll have a 4 Reaper 2 Hellion force for Cure versus the Clem force that is only 2 Reapers and 1 Hellion. We do get a Cyclone though. Clem's natural expansion is going to be done a little sooner, and he's immediately throwing down a 3rd gas. Cure doing the same thing. Okay. Let's look at what this starport is producing. Starport produces a medevac, so Clem is going to have that medevac advantage. But for now, Cure has a bigger ground force, and he's moving on in. 4 Reapers is bigger than 2. The Cyclone does join up, but Cure dives on to the rest of the army of Clem. Nice block here with the supply depot. A couple SCVs do get poked here. The medevac saves this one SCV. Wow, look at this Cyclone slowly but surely picking away at this army. And wow, Cure only gets away with 1 Reaper. We did see 2 Reapers and 2 Hellions dying from Clem there, but definitely a better trade for Clem. Now loads up his Cyclone into a medevac, using the speed zones as well here. Going across the map, we see a medevac as well for Cure. Secondary Cyclone coming out for him, and wow, both going for that reactor Cyclone. Medevac drop underway. This Reaper might go into the main base, try and distract Clem a little bit from this drop. We see this Cyclone here in the natural. It's taken down 2 SCVs already. Reaper in the main. It's going to be annoying. 2 Cyclones do ward away this drop. This other drop is going to come in. This Reaper does die. And 2 Cyclones in the natural here for Clem. Lots going on here on Solaris with the Cyclones and Ravens. Wow, okay. Apparently that's what TVT is like nowadays. We just make Cyclone and make a Raven. Or at least in the early game. This drop does get out of there from Cure. But these Cyclones do kind of want to find it. And Clem does see it, but can't quite get to it. Ooh. Little game of cat and mouse here. Both players going for interference matrix ravens. So they can shut down these medevacs, they can shut down the cyclones, and they can also shut down the opponent's raven. That's a mirror matchup for you. See a third CC coming down for both players. A little bit further along for Cure here. And let's look at the unit counts. We have an equal amount of cyclones and an equal amount of ravens. Cure slightly ahead in the cyclone count even, and in the SCV count. But Clem moves out here. Auto turrets thrown down on both sides. And that looks like it favored Cure a little bit. Oh my god. Get out of there, Clem. Oh no. Cure's actually catching up to Clem here. Clem does have some reinforcements though. Nice pickup micro on the medevacs. But the medevac does get sniped. The cyclones get sniped. And now Cure just way ahead in the cyclone count. And I think he's dead. I think Clem can't do anything here. Pull the boys. You have a marine. You have one cyclone. And he can just kite you for days. You do have this defender's advantage. More barracks coming out here for Clem. But Cure is the one with Stim underway already. More SCVs thrown into the front. Be the meat shield. Pick up the guns of your former allies. And Cure just takes down the first game versus Clem pretty convincingly, pretty clean. A little weird, honestly, where, you know, Clem attacked into Cure. Cure had a better concave. He got better trades, and then he just chased Clem all the way to his base, and Clem could never recover. Very fast 1-0 for Cure. And Cure takes down Clem in game number 1 there pretty convincingly on Solaris. Clem just not able to retreat. The speed zones really biting him in the butt. Loses the medevac that had to save the cyclones, and he just couldn't really take advantage of his own defender's advantage there. And I feel like his auto turrets just didn't quite come out as fast as Cure's, and because auto turrets take up space like an actual building, if you put down your auto turrets first, your opponent can't put them in the same space. So I think that also came into play a little bit, where Clem spammed out his auto turrets and Cure did the same, and Cure probably occupied like a space where Clem wanted to put down his auto turrets, and so the auto turrets of Cure started tanking damage earlier and doing damage earlier, and that just swung the fight wide open, and it was a landslide victory for Cure, both because of his pre-spread, and he had one extra cyclone, and because of those auto turrets. It was very fast. Now, both players doing a pretty similar thing with the double gas here. And Clem going for one Reaper, but Cure has a secondary Rax on the map and is going to be powering out double Reaper and sending that Clem's way. Clem going for Fast Factory behind it. And this is, of course, on Hecate, the hybrid base map. Let's see if Cure can do something with this extra high Reaper count that he is going to have. Clem also looking to expand here. Might put his CC on the high ground. It could also be the low ground. Reaper's out for Clem. Reaper's... Oh, no, that's an SCV. Reaper's almost out for Cure. One is already heading across the map. Second one is coming in, and he is building an extra one. Factory just starting up. Clem running across the map here. Double Reaper, 2 more being produced from Cure here. Damn, he loves his Reapers all right. And, oh my god, the natural for Clem here being delayed. Clem runs home with his Reaper that is across the map. No, sends it back, sends it... He keeps sending it... I don't know what he's doing with it. But, oh, he finds the Reaper there. And now he needs to defend at home. Does get an SCV kill. Actually gets a big surround there with his SCVs on the Reaper of Cure. Oh my god, that's huge for Cure. Now he doesn't have a Reaper advantage anymore, and Clem actually takes down this Reaper. This Reaper also took down another Reaper of Cure, I think. Maybe it's just an SCV kill, though. Now Clem is actually on the offensive. Cure, a little bit defensive, has no natural as of yet. 3 SCVs have died, and now there's a cyclone here for Cure, or for Clem. And Cure does manage to clean up that Reaper. So how many Reapers do we have for Cure? 3 Reapers, 4th one underway as well. We see a reactor coming out for that factory most likely, and a starport here as well. And wow, Clem now really ahead on the cyclone production, and will have a faster starport, slightly faster, but mostly importantly, a really fast natural base here. And a barracks goes in to the natural, floats on into scout, maybe take a couple cyclone shots. Oh, that SCV is in the back, does not get picked off by the Reaper. If it was in this location when the Reaper swung in, then this SCV would be giga dead. Instead, we just lose a Reaper here for Cure. He has one cyclone on the other side of the map. Reapers try to get on in. Doesn't see anything that he hadn't seen before. And now is switching up his own factory with a reactor as well. What is the cyclone count? 2 to 2, but Clem is going to have 4. A little bit faster, has his natural done, whereas Cure's is only just starting. Very comfortable position here for Clem. Has his 3rd gas as well, so he can produce more of those cyclones. They're pretty expensive gas-wise. And even worse, Ravens. Ravens are very expensive gas-wise. Don't see that often from Terrans, I feel like. They're always very mineral-focused type of race. Now Clem again on the offensive. Moves on into a Cure that again has more cyclones than him. But this time around does not commit. Does not have his Ravens with him. Just goes back. He sees how late this natural is of Cure, so he doesn't have to commit. I like that from Clem. Does have a little drop here with 2 cyclones, but Cure's also doing a drop. 4 cyclones against 2. 2 more about to pop. If Clem can get a couple shots in before those line up. Oh, it's an equal fight here, but a couple SCVs, nice pickups, breaking the lock-ons. And now there is a little drop here going into the main base of Clem. We do have 2 cyclones ready to respond. Raven about to pop out as well. And a couple SCVs here being targeted down by Cure. Gets a couple SCV kills. But here in the front, there is a Raven on both sides. Auto turrets go down once again. And dude, blink and it's over. The 3 Reapers still in the army here for Cure. So his army supply is actually kind of garbo. And 2 cyclones are even stuck in this top side of the map. 3rd base for Cure goes down. SCV instantaneously gets cancelled or gets destroyed. And the base gets cancelled. 3rd base for Clem is already done. And I mean, 6 SCVs lost for Clem, 5 for Cure. So this is a rough spot for Cure. His 3rd base is late. And his army supply and worker supply are behind Clem's. So I'm not sure what you do with Cure here. I guess you have to be defensive, or you have to be like Doom Drop, kind of cheesy in a way. Oh, Cyclone drop. Trying to find another Cyclone drop. The medevac does get targeted down. The Cyclone does try to target down the other Cyclone, and the Cyclones do target down one of the Ravens. Auto turrets instantaneously come down, and Clem runs away. Actually moves 2 of his Cyclones to the back that get targeted down by Cure. Dude, the Terran getting chased is in such a disadvantageous position. It's crazy. Crazy. 10 Cyclones for Cure. 7 for Clem. He does have the auto turrets, though. Auto turret advantage. Look at the auto turrets coming down from Clem. And now Clem is the one chasing. Stim underway for Clem here. More Ravens underway, and actually transitioning into bio successfully here. Even getting double engineering bay and a 3rd base for Clem here. We actually have a Raven as well. Auto turrets are down. And a couple more Cyclones here for Cure, but now that Clem gets the chase, gets a lot of free pickoffs, gets the medevac, and now starting to get a Cyclone as well. Oh my god, dude. Once you have to retreat as Terran, it's bad news bears. Oh no, he's gonna get caught here as well. Clem 6 Cyclones to 5 of Cure, and even as a Raven puts down the auto turret, and Cure's Cyclone count gets completely cleaned up, and Clem takes the second game in this best of 3. And I think we can all agree that cyclones are kind of dumb. And we're here for game number 3. Clem versus Cure. TVT looking a lot like CVC, where these games have been real fast. We're here on Goldenaura, and both players mirroring each other, as you would expect. This is, of course, a pretty crazy map for siege tanks. But I don't know if we're going to get that far, since the cyclone seems to be the flavor of the day. Or at least when this tournament was played, like a month ago. Them cyclones that had 0 cooldown on their lock-on ability. Basically making their auto attack a spell, which is kind of... It's an interesting concept. I don't think it works really well, but it's an interesting concept nonetheless. Cure going for only 1 gas this time around, so he's doing a little different type of build from what Clem is doing, and he's going for a super early command center here. It's like, I had a pretty late command center in the first 2 games, and I didn't really like that. You've been going for pretty fast command centers, so now I'm gonna try and beat you at your own game, going for the 1 gas, 1 racks, expand, probably going for a secondary gas, or first a depot, secondary gas, factory. Clem on the other side, doing a more standardish build, getting a Reaper, getting his factory up, double gas right away, and might go for a secondary CC. So he's doing pretty much the same build he's been showing, or he has showed in the first 2 games. Whereas Cure is really kind of like adapting to what Clem has been showing. So let's see if Clem has a trick up his sleeve or if he's just better. That happens. Command center is down for Clem. I love that they take 2 gases, then they put 6 workers in gas in total, get that factory out super fast, and then they pull 3 workers out of gas. Just to have more mineral income than for the command center. So really nice fine-tuning of the economy. 2 Reapers from Clem going across the map. We actually see a super fast 3rd CC from Cure as well. Wow. If Clem doesn't punish this, it's going to get pretty crazy. And Cure, oh my god, actually gets a Reaper kill there. Oh no, might get the second one as well if this Reaper makes a weird corner. And, oof. Okay, I think it's gonna get out. But, my god, Clem is not happy. Did he see anything? He saw an add-on. That's it. And Cure, dude, going to be starting his double cyclone production. So he's going to be in sync with Clem's cyclone production. But he's so far ahead. On the economy scale, it's not even funny. 3rd gas for Cure also going down. And I feel like Cure's just going to be so far ahead in everything. Cure just chills for a little bit. And what can Clem do here? I mean, for now, it's kind of okay. Slightly bigger army. Worker count still okay. This 3rd CC hasn't paid off for Cure just yet. But in a couple minutes, this 3rd base has thrown down mules, made SCVs, and will land at the 3rd base. And then Clem is just behind full base. Cure going around with the Reaper, of course, hasn't scouted at all, as you can see. And still not going in. Kind of expecting Clem to do the same thing. Going for the Ravens, going for the interference matrix. And, wow, look at that. Cure gets into the main base, sees what's happening, sees that there's no add-on on the barracks yet. And since there's probably no secondary barracks, he knows exactly how far along Clem's tech is right now. Not getting that stim upgrade yet, and wow, this must be so comfortable for Cure. Just like, wow, I'm ahead. I have this extra gas and workers, and about to have even more, dropping mules. 3rd command center for Clem now going down. So Clem also not really going to be committing for a big attack. So I feel like Cure is just going to skyrocket here. And nope, still no scout from Clem on that 3rd base, not going to confirm it. And the longer it's up, the less likely Clem will understand how long it's been up. But look at the worker supply. 7 workers ahead of Cure, and he's just up 2, or at least 2 mules now. Double barracks going down. Stim has started for Cure, so he's ahead in that tech as well. And Clem has 1 more cyclone right now. But with Clem having to move across the map, I feel like that's not going to be a problem ever. We do have this 1 drop from Clem going across the map. He might be able to find some counter damage. Now, Cure getting scouting once again, actually going to be killing this SCV. And the barracks has been delayed because of that. Crazy, dude. Cure is just kind of owning Clem with, wouldn't say a build order win, but I mean, oof, it's not looking that good. Couple cyclones do get in the main base of Cure. And Clem does see the 3rd base now, but can he confirm? He does see all of the barracks, so he might understand from that either Cure's cyclone count is a little lower than it should be, or this 3rd base was a little earlier than it should have been. And let's see what Clem does. Does stick around to see the 3rd base for a bit. Cure deciding against that 3rd base, taking the other one. We even have a siege tank here. 2nd siege tank coming up as well. Double upgrades for Cure. Fired up. Only +1 for Clem. And Stim, his barracks are only just finishing up or being started, whereas those of Cure have already finished making add-ons right now. And we see a move out from Clem without any siege tanks, and I feel like it's really hard to approach this position now. Let's look at this. What does Clem see? He sees the 1 tank. He sees another tank. Loads up his cyclones. Goes into the main base. Immediately the medevacs do get shut down. Oh my god, the cyclones win 3 versus 2 because of the Raven threat that is there. But the Marines come in. Clem goes in. The Ravens in the main do go down, though, whilst Clem goes into the 3rd base. Loses his Ravens there, but does get a bunch of his siege tank kills and SCV kills here at the 3rd base. 15 SCV kills. Wow. Clem, what a move. What a move. Keeps this 1 Raven. And now does need to try and get out here. That's a pretty good trade for him, getting a sensor tower here as well. Cure only wishing that he had one. And now Clem up in worker supply, down in army supply. Cure is up in army supply because, of course, he had the economy earlier and could afford to build such a large army. Now, what does Clem have? He has 2 siege tanks. If they can siege up and not get interference matrixed, 1 siege tank does get interference matrixed. Dorito cannon, lowering the armor of these Marines by 3 as well. The boys are pulled to tank for Clem. Both of his siege tanks completely useless. Wow, 1 siege tank now does get back into fighting shape. But Cure, with the army advantage, did take a bunch of worker damage from Clem, which was a really cute move. But Cure knew, like, all of your Ravens are dead. I'm going to have the Raven advantage, and you're going to have less cyclones because I will interference matrix them, or siege tanks, even worse. I will interference matrix them as well. And the siege tanks weren't far enough back, and no turrets or Vikings or anything to really stop those Ravens from advancing. So Clem, in the end, did get slammed down by the counterattack of Cure, and if Cure didn't go for that, it might have been a pretty even game. But the gamble from Cure did pay off. He did a very good job of adapting to what Clem has been showing in all of these 3 games. And in the 3rd game, Cure was like, I know exactly what type of build I need to do to win this video game. Guys, thank you all for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed this little TVT bite-sized series. Leave a comment if you watch this far. Be sure to like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Cheers.